Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Good Books, Good Times, Distance Learning. Good books, good times, good stories, good rhymes, good beginnings, good ends, good people, good friends, good fiction, good facts, good adventures, good acts, good stories, good rhymes, good books, good times. Well, here we are, learning from home. So I didn't want to give up Good Books, Good Times just because we couldn't be together. So I'm going to post stories and poems to Instagram. And the first one will be a selection for the younger children. And I'll do some stories across the grades and some poems across the grades. But we'll start with one for our younger children. This is the story of Mr. Little and His Noisy Car by Richard Fowler. And this was a favorite of my own children growing up. Every night we had to read this story. Even if we were reading something else, we had to include Mr. Little in our little routine at the end of the day. So, Mr. Little's car is making some very strange noises. Children can help him find out what's wrong when they open the doors, the hood, and the trunk in this very colorful Lift the Flap book. It is filled with funny surprises and labels naming all the parts of Mr. Little's car. So here is a delightful combination of play and learning. It's got some great vocabulary in it. So here we go. Mr. Little had a very noisy car. He heard a knocking and a growling coming from the engine. So he opened the hood and found a lion and a woodpecker. So we've got sunroof, wind deflector, windshield wipers, seat belt, side mirror, all the things that are on your mom and dad's car. He heard a whistling and a grunting noise coming from inside the car, so he opened the front door, grunt, whistle, grunt, wheeze, and found a grizzly bear fast asleep. Zzz. Scratching and squeaking sounds came from the back seat. So Mr. Little opened the rear door, scratch, scratch, squeak, squeak, and found 5 field mice hiding from a cat. Wow, that looks like my grand cat Magnus. He may join us in a little while, maybe not. He's a little camera shy, but he could show up, just so you know. Then he heard a muffled rumbling sound coming from the back of the car. So he carefully opened the trunk and rumble, rumble, thump, found an elephant trying to get out. Don't let that happen to you. A hissing sound came from one of the wheels, so he jacked up the car and took the wheel off and found a long brown snake wrapped around the axle. That seems like something that could really happen, doesn't it? Maybe not around here, maybe Florida. Finally, Mr. Little got into the driver's seat, turned the key in the ignition, and guess what he heard? Look at these vocabulary words: dashboard, compound word, tachometer, speedometer. Any of you older kids, think of your Greek and Latin roots. You can figure out what those things do just by what you know about Greek and Latin roots. Ignition, headlight switch, wiper switch, all those things. Anyway, and guess what he heard? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So, the woodpecker, the lion, the bear, and the 5 field mice, the cat, the elephant, and the snake, gave Mr. Little's car a big push. And with a growl and a knock and a grunt and a whistle and a squeak and a rumble and a thump and a hiss and a very loud bang, away it went. Bye. So that's story 1 of Good Books, Good Times. And here we have my grandcat, Magnus. He always likes a good story. So if you're not in the mood to read a book on your own, have Mom and Dad read to you. Or maybe an older brother or sister will read to you. I read to Magnus, and I know he enjoys it. So you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll be posting more stories as time goes on. So enjoy. I miss you. Bye-bye.